Welcome, welcome, welcome to One Take Wine. This wine and this wine are the two that I contributed to our group wine tasting, which happened last night. I want to go through those wines and, for posterity's sake, get down my notes, and then I'll go back to bed. Let's get her on. So this is the 93 Georges Vernay Coteau de Vernon Condrieu. This, remarkably, I saved this much. It's not very much. It looks maybe a little bit more in the glass. It's not very much. So if you're watching and you were at the tasting, I wasn't bogarting the bottle or anything like that. I just had to save a little bit back so I could do this note because I wanted to, capture it. But okay, look at this. Look at this color. This is 1993. It's a Condrieu that's 31 years old. And if anything, this wine is more remarkable than it was last night. I opened this yesterday at 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m., let's say. It's now 2:30 p.m. the next day, so it's almost 24 hours. And this wine is better than it was when we were drinking it last night, as far as I'm concerned. Any sort of overripe thoughts. My initial thought with this wine was that, oh my God, it's a Condrieu giveaway. It's got that exotic fruit, blah, 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 blah. And it's still on the nose, still has that exotic cut to it. But especially in the mouth, man, this is super dry and mineral and driven as the day is long. I mean, it's got this old-fashioned wine energy that you just don't get in modern wines. Well, you do, but not often. It's a bit of a magic. It's a magic, man. Kudos to the group. Everybody recognized it. Probably better than I did, but this was a superlative bottle. I had my doubts. It's 1993 in Northern Rhone was not a good vintage. Just goes to show bad vintages, great producers, always the best combination in wine. This was the last vintage that Georges Vernay, the father, whose name is on the bottle, was responsible for. After that, he was retired. The daughter took over. That's why I bought it. I'm really glad I did. I love these old treasures. I'm going to keep pursuing them. Man, I love the auction circuit. Well, let's keep moving. What we got in this glass? This was the second white that I brought. It's maybe not as compelling. It's also been open 24 hours, close to 24 hours. A little less distinguished on the nose than the Condrieu was. The Condrieu is still just there, man. It's still like, it's almost peppery in a way. Wow. Wow. Yeah, completely different, of course, as well it should be. Huh. What a nice mixture I've got in my mouth right now, man. Just goodness gracious. Look, this is a Meursault Perrières from Bouzereau. I didn't want to, this was the wine I was just going to bring on its own, but you know what? It would have been the only white in a tasting that's full of reds and champagnes. I didn't think, A, it's not fair to the one white, and B, you know what I mean? Just for the sake of balance in the universe. Yeah, so 08, Bouzereau, Michel Bouzereau, Meursault Perrières. I've linked in 05 tasting that I did in the summer, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the 05 Perrières. But the 08 is better. It's a bigger wine. It's a more expansive wine, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, whoa, it's lusher and grander and more open. It has a lot of the telltale mineral of a Perrières, but because of this vintage, it has gras. This is a wine that has gras, as Clive Coates would use that. I love it when he uses that term. Just a joyful Perrières. I find Meursault Perrières are rarely joyful. They're very proper. They're very prim and proper. They're big, but they're proper. And then this has got some. It's also proper, but it's like one of those gentle giants that likes to play, you know. Delicious. Pineapple, lime, very limesicle, limey, driven, lemon, almonds. This is just such a hazelnut. It's so So fantastic to be in the presence of really well-constructed white Burgundies. You know, obviously Bouzereau's been doing this for a little while. He's been doing great wines for a little while because this is just, you know, in the echelon of Meursault Perrières. It's certainly a really, really, really good example and well worth its money. Let's keep this moving. All right. I mean, what else can I say about this? It was a hell of a tasting. 10 wines on the night. 3 champagnes, 2 whites, and 5 reds. It was a really nice lineup, you know, nice kind of blend or mix of wines, some great company. Just hearing how other people process and analyze wine is a very, very interesting exercise. I think it is. I think you can learn so much from it. I think you can have a hell of a lot of fun along the way. And this has kind of motivated me to, you know, not go back to bed like I threatened to do earlier, but to finish off a bottle of wine that I opened for my better half last night. This is the 2021 Bourgogne from Meursault Lemoine, the latest vintage that was released here in Sweden. I'm probably gonna get my drinking boots on, and I'm not going to talk about it here. I'll talk about it in a future video, which I hope you will attend. Thanks so much for being part of this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Until then, hey, stay thirsty.